Hey everyone, Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and I'm really excited about tonight's project because it's going to be working with things that we don't work with a whole lot. So we're going to be using some of this beautiful, well, you're going to see in just a second. Let me just take it step by step. If you're watching the replay, comment down below that you're catching the replay because it always helps me gauge to see what time people are usually tuning in from and kind of roughly what time we should go live. So you can kind of guarantee that we're going to go live each night, but we're also going to pepper in a few lives here and there throughout the week at earlier times. You know, I know we have a lot of followers in Australia as well as the UK, and I know right now is probably not the best time to be watching us live. So we're going to be dealing with yellow and black and white today. So kind of an unusual color palette. Those colors look great with bumblebee themed wreaths or just bee wreaths in general, but none of our bee stuff arrived yet. So we're actually just going to create a forsythia wreath using those colors. And I really like those colors for spring. I think it looks really pretty. So we're going to start with this, or actually we're going to start with the other ribbon, but we're going to be designing this all on top of an 18-inch oval grapevine. We have those in stock. I believe they are either $6.99 or $7.99, somewhere in that ballpark. And we're going to make a double ribbon bow. Hey, Nancy, I hope you're doing well. Look at this ribbon. I've been wanting to use this for so long. We've had this for a while now, and we're finally getting around to using it. The item number for this is RG C1331CJ. And I also just want to thank you all again so much for the orders. Between last night and today, we're up to like 450 orders, and we're working really, really hard to fulfill those. But I just once again want to thank you guys, especially for everybody overseas. I appreciate it that you decided to purchase from us. You know, there's tons of great vendors out there, tons of great people to order supplies from, and the fact that you chose to support our business, you know, really does mean the world to me. So we're going to create a funky bow. You guys love those. So we're going to start with one loop about 4 inches wide with our tails anywhere from 6 to 8 inches. If we need to trim those up, we certainly can do so afterwards. But the next ribbon I thought would look nice is this 1.5-inch Harlequin. So we have this in, I want to say 4 different styles. We have it with the black, with the red backing. We have this in 2.5-inch, and I swear there's one other style out there. But the item number is RG A1901CF. Doesn't that look good? Hands up if you like that combo. Hey, Michelle. Okay. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. And honestly, it's a nice break from editing and packing today because I love spending time with you guys. You know that by now. If you don't, now you do. So just alternating. Since we have a loop on this side, I'm going to take my next loop, this one, and place it on the opposite side. You really don't have to do that, but it just makes it easier when it comes time to fluff to be able to distribute the colors. So if you wanted to replicate this bow, you could definitely use, you know, both 1.5-inch ribbons. You could also be using 2.5-inch ribbons. You could use 3 different ribbons. You know, it's just whatever your heart desires. I like to stick on the simpler side. That's just my personal preference. I don't like working with too many ribbons in any particular design. I think 2 is definitely a sweet spot. 3 if you want to get a little funkier. And I'm thinking for this bow, we'll stop at 3 loops. We'll see what 2 loops does for us here. And all of the tails are different lengths, and that just adds visual interest. So that's 2 loops. What do you guys think? Do you like it with just 2 loops? Or should we come back in with a 3rd? I'm thinking we can get away with 2. If we were to work in a 3rd, what the heck? I have you guys here. Let's do 3 loops. But 2 of each would definitely be enough. But today, you guys, it was pouring out all day. We packed a few mystery boxes last night. Dad actually did. And I put them in the trunk of the car today to take them to the warehouse to draw some lucky winners. And it was pouring. So they're still in the back of my car. Because there was no way I was going to lift all of that stuff and bring it in the warehouse when it was pouring. So I'll choose winners tomorrow for those. And the way we choose winners is based on text. So I think Alex sent a text tonight. If you got your text, let me know down below. And if you haven't texted us yet, be sure to text us. We send alerts when we go live. So we were live last night. I didn't send a text because we sent a text earlier doing a little warehouse tour of all of the goodies we got in. But typically you can expect a text when we go live. So what I'm doing now is I'm just adding some tails. Trying to do this one-handed. You could have cut the tails before, but I forgot. Come back in with a harlequin tail. Like so. I'm just going to take a pipe cleaner. This one's like a neon yellow pipe cleaner. I don't know where that came from. That's probably a pipe cleaner that I had since I was a little kid. Seriously, you guys, that pipe cleaner has probably been around for 10, 15 years. I got the text. It says Jacqueline. Donna got the text. Yes, thank you guys for letting me know. And let me know if you like the text. I think text alerts are awesome. So let's dovetail these real quick. We could also dovetail once it's on the wreath, which let's do that instead. I'll just take my pipe cleaner. I'm going to place my bow. I don't want it to be perfectly even, so I'm going to place it in the lower left-hand corner. Just take that pipe cleaner, feed it through. We have pipe cleaners coming, tons of rotary cutters and self-healing mats left today. And let us know if you place an order with us. I would love to see who's placed an order. If you haven't, no worries, no obligations. You can purchase supplies from anybody and everybody. There's tons of great sellers out there. Come on, pipe cleaner. Come on. You can do it. There we go. So who's a fan of the 18-inch ovals? I know they're not for everybody, but I think they're just a unique way of trying something different. Now we can dovetail. So fold your tails in half, cut from the middle out towards the wired edge. If we want to trim those up later on, we definitely can. But never trim too much at first, because what ends up happening is if you cut it too short, you're kind of out of luck. And we have some really long sprays we're going to work in here, so I don't want to make them too short. Okay, a few more tails left. So Alex is in the comment section. Everybody be sure to say hi to Alex. Alex has packed, gosh, she probably packed 100 boxes today. So you guys know we love Alex sometimes. I'm just kidding, Alex. Okay. I think that's it. Pull our tails down. Give everything a good fluff, and then we can decide how much shorter we want these pieces to be. It's always better to cut them, like I said, longer than you anticipate, and then just cut it slowly to get to your desired size. This one I want even shorter. And we'll take this one in a little bit too. Clean up our mess. All right. Bow's in place. Oh, thank you guys for the hearts and the shares. I appreciate it. You guys already know my main goal is to inspire you. And in case you missed last night's video, I posted a simple dollar store wreath. We used a bunch of lavender, and the lavender turned out so pretty. Alex actually wants that wreath for her room. And that's saying something, because Alex is as picky as Yaya. If Alex doesn't like something, she'll straight up be like, that is ugly. Right, Al? Alex is brutally honest. But that's the kind of person I am, too. You know, Alex is a little bit more harsh. depending on the situation, but I'd rather people tell me like it is, right? Who agrees with me on that? I don't need to be sugar-coated. You don't like something? That's fine. All right. There's the bow. Look at how pretty that is. Hey, Shannon, nice to see you. Hey, Kamala. So, we're not going to use these first, but check out these. Dad picked these out yesterday. Thank you for the order, Janice. Dad picked these out yesterday. Item number of MN0175. And I think that's going to match perfectly. So I actually didn't even show these in the tour yesterday because they were hidden underneath the 50-yard spools of ribbon. Dad and Yaya broke down a pallet earlier on, and then I came and did the rest with Alex. So I didn't even see these, but those are amazing. I love these. And they're bendable. And we're going to add those in a few short minutes. But before we do that, let's work in a few more products. So we're going to start with one of these. So Alex, remove one from the quantity. The item number is FN1571. And these are about, I don't know, $10, $11 or so. And you get a lot of branches from each spray. So I'm not even thinking it's going to take the whole bush. Maybe half the bush or so. Look at that. So we are going to work in some greenery. At least I think we are. But before we do that, let's start with some of these flowers and then decide if we even need any greenery. There's 3 pieces. And then we also have a few of these individual pieces that came off of those that we can work into. You can also just pull them apart if you wanted to kind of spread out some of this so you're not using as much as you would if you kept it in its entirety. And always do that too, you guys. If it's looking clumpy, disregard saving money, being on a budget or whatever. If a flower is too bulky and clunky and you're able to see all of it at once, definitely break it apart. That's one of the best things that I learned in floral school is, breaking down the branches and the stems and the laterals from my flowers, because it just creates a better, less clunky look. So these are forsythia, which here in Massachusetts, I don't know about the rest of the world or the country, but these are everywhere. Everywhere you look in springtime, you will find these forsythia. Everybody has them in their yards. Everybody seems to want them. So I know we only have a few left, but if I had more, I would have loved to design a wreath covered in these. Nothing but these, just these beautiful flowers, and that's it. But I want to save some for you guys, because I'm not sure if we're able to get more of these. Work a few pieces towards the inside. So that's about half the bush, but we still have a few of these individual flowers, which I'm just trying to circulate around the wreath. I'm trying to evenly space them. So as you can see right up here, needs a few. Called yellow bells here. The first sign of spring. Love, love, love them. Exactly, Brenda. First sign of spring. Everywhere in Kentucky. Yeah, let me know if you've heard of forsythia before. It's a beautiful yellow flower. It's one of those colors. I think that's why people love it so much, because yellow is a cautionary color. Same as red. It gets your attention. School buses are yellow. Stop signs are red. Red lights are red, because it really it brings your attention there. So something like this on your door with the black and white and the yellow, it's really going to contrast nicely. And you're going to be able to see this from a mile away. So I could have actually just broken down one and then saved the other 2 stems for something else, because we can always put 1 or 2 stems to use, right, you guys? You don't need an entire bush to get a project done. If you just want to tuck in a few pieces, that's all that's really necessary. And I just want a little bit more there. So since we broke it down, let's use it. Tennessee as well. Yeah, they don't last too long. That's the only drawback to spring blooming flowers, and bushes, azaleas, daffodils, tulips, hyacinths, iris, crocus, you name it, spring flowering plants and shrubs. They just don't last very long. All right, hands up. What do you think? I love that. So we used this much off of the bush. You still have this much that you can use in a centerpiece or a mini wreath. We do have some white flowers, but I'm not even sure if those are going to be necessary. So up next we have these. I didn't show these off yesterday. The item number is MN0175. And the links to text me, you guys, and the links to purchase supplies are up above. Our number is 978-396-9150. And the website for supplies is nixseasonaldecor.com. So I'm just going to rip these apart. We don't need much stem on these either, but I do want at least an inch or so. Oh, look at those. Aren't those awesome? Wow, you got, I guess they're everywhere. I didn't even realize that. I thought they were just kind of like, not necessarily a New England thing. You know, I know that they have them in other colder climates, but I'm surprised to see that they're in places like Kentucky and Tennessee and stuff like that. I was expecting them to be in at least climates that get relatively cold. But I guess Tennessee and Kentucky get somewhat cold, right? I know you guys probably don't get much snow, but I don't know. I've never lived there. Let's see. Can we poke that in any more? There's the second one. Maybe we'll just use 3. Save a little bit of money. So when I use these, I don't like them when they're perfectly straight like that, and then they kind of curl up. Rebecca loves this combo. Me too. And Rebecca, let me know if your order came in. I hope you loved everything. So I like it to have a little bit of curve. So these are fully wired. So if you wanted to actually, you know, we have these in white. We have them in a couple other colors. If you wanted to bend it into a heart or something, you could absolutely do that as well. If you want the curve to be a little bit tighter, just bring it in a little bit more. But that's how I like to use it. So we'll just lift up. Don't love that there. Let's see, do I want it downhill or do I want it uphill? Wow, that train's really loud outside. I wonder what the heck's happening. I want it going downhill. Nope. Yep. Come on, get in there. And they blend together with the ribbon. You still see the shape and texture of them, which I think adds a nice, not contrast, but it blends nicely. But you're still able to differentiate that texture. What do you think? I don't think it needs white either. So Brenda says, I think it'll be pretty like it is. It hasn't yet, but I can't wait to get it. Placing another order tonight. I may have a Nick's Seasonal Decor addiction. Oh, that is so sweet. I know. I'm sorry, you guys. I just want to apologize in advance if I've made you or motivated you over the years to purchase supplies, whether it's from my website or, you know, any other website or Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I am truly, truly sorry, because I know what I've gotten yourselves into, because I'm in the same boat as you. And Dad's on that boat now too. Dad is obsessed with shopping and buying. Dad's always been obsessed, but it seems like even more so now. Okay. So just to show you guys what I was going to use was these. So these have an item number of FN158527. I think we have tons of these. Signs and ribbons and everything are flying, but these I think we still have tons. So what you could actually do, and let me know your thoughts on this, what do you guys think of just doing a Harlequin bow? We have 2 different widths of Harlequin. We also have this ribbon, this pretty one. We have that in black and white as well. Doing that combo with these and the Harlequin like swirls. That would be pretty. You know, you could paint the grapevine black or white and just do a monochromatic design. But I think that looks good all on its own. So we are getting bumblebees in, and I think having a bumblebee would be cute too, but as it is, I love it. I think that's enough. I don't want to add any more. I don't want to take anything away. And we still have this amount of blooms left over. So once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all of the stars and the hearts and the orders. I appreciate it more than you'll ever know. You can find these supplies available at nicksseasonaldecor.com. We do ship internationally. And yeah, the Wreath community is opening up at the end of March, early August. If you didn't see the video, not August, way before then, early April. If you didn't see the video we did earlier, we used one of those twig reeds that you guys have been asking about, that I showed you last night. We used one of those. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Knock on wood, God forbid we ever lose our Facebook page. We still want to be able to inspire you, which has always been and will always remain my #1 goal. Everything else is just irrelevant. My goal is to inspire you guys, and hopefully I'm doing my job with that. So thank you again, and yeah, good night, everyone. I love that. What do you think? Something different. Bye, you guys.